Daphna, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to
We have a system that works. You can't mess it up.
We don't
Just
really have a
a
system.
second before we go live.
I like to do that. As soon as it starts, be like, Daphna, you go. Thank you for coming back to the Incubator booth at NeoHeart. We are joined by two guests and friends, you were saying, Daphna.
That's right.
Introduce them for us.
Oh my gosh, you're supposed to do the introductions. Okay. I'm so happy to have on Lauren Ruoss, Catalina Bazacliu. Not just friends, mentors, truthfully, got me through fellowship, the whole kit and caboodle. But today, you guys are here visiting NeoHeart, and tell us a little bit about why you're here, what you're looking forward to learning about.
One, this is amazing to watch you do an interview in a conference room.
I know. Our mobile studio.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting us to your mobile studio. And it's very fun that we were able to rope in Catalina.
That's right. A nervous.
She's very excited. She talks so much. It's going to be hard for me to get any words in.
All right. Well, you start. Tell us about your kind of role with the society, what you're up to, and what you're looking forward to this.
Yes. So I do a lot with cardiac POCUS as well as targeted neonatal echo. So I kind of bridge those two worlds. And there's lots of discussions of when should cardiac POCUS be used, when should targeted neonatal echo be used, when should pediatric echocardiography be used. And so we have a session tomorrow to help better delineate all of that.
So you answered all the questions.
Oh, everybody will leave knowing exactly what to do. There'll be no opportunity for conversation.
But it's
discussion.
Yeah, because it's interesting because your talk is called "When May a Cardiac POCUS Evaluation Aid in Neonatal Care?"
Yes.
So I think it's a great question because we all, especially for people like me who are learning the skills of POCUS now, trying to say like, okay, you learned the skill, but then what do you do?
What do you do? How do you actually go back and do this? I was really lucky. I did a workshop for point of care ultrasound yesterday and was able to do the lung ultrasound section, which that section, you can learn lung ultrasound in a POCUS course and go back and do that right away and save babies' lives and detect pneumothoraces and all these things. Cardiac POCUS, you can't just learn that in a 4-hour session and go back and be able to do it. And so there's a lot more nuance in that and more training that comes along with that. And there's new guidelines, thankfully, that are out to try to help people figure out how to do this.
People should check the JACE journal. I think as neonatologists, my wife is a cardiologist, so we have JACE pins and we have all sorts of stuff at home. So I'm familiar with the American Society for Echo, but that's where these guidelines are published.
Yes.
So they're not going to be in Journal of Perinatology or the ones you usually look at. But so I think people should check that out because they may be browsing, but it's in a different journal.
Yeah, and I'm glad it's in that journal because a lot of that is to help our cardiology colleagues kind of know what we're doing, why we're trying to do this, because I truly believe in a lot of the hemodynamic specialists are in agreement that doing this together with cardiology is the way that we're going to be able to train people and build these programs throughout the country.
Well, and to that end, you're coming to us from Winnie Palmer in Orlando. And
Yes.
you guys are, you're in the thick of it, building out your program. So tell us what the successes have been.
So the biggest success, I think, and I was actually just talking to a colleague back and forth because they have a sick baby right now, is the kind of elevation of the discussions of physiology and the different meds that we choose and getting away from the all or none approach or only using this line med as a first line, but really going back to the baby, reassessing the baby, using echo, using x-ray, using labs, using everything in your tool belt to try to figure out what's going on. And I, in my training, and also, I'm sorry, I trained you this way.
That's right.
Did not train you to do the serial assessment with echo or to think about the drugs in such a different way. And so it's nice. It's a process. It's nice in mid-career, though, that we're able to now do this. So we've had lots of great successes with doing serial targeted neonatal echo in tiny babies and trying to figure out what their physiology is. And you think a priori what it's going to be, and then you do the echo and say, oh, no, that's not what this is. And it completely changes your management. And then also for us, we have really changed our approach to acute pulmonary hypertension in the term infant and have had some great successes on keeping babies off of ECMO with really trying to get away from DOPA and use some other drugs. Our colleagues joke with us on the ECMO team that sometimes we'll have 4 different low-dose pressors, and we say that the babies just require a very specific cocktail.
Yeah.
To be okay.
I mean, again, it reminds me of these PAS sessions where I forget who was mentioning this, was saying we should have a machine where we can tune each pressor. And I looked at it and I was like, I know it's kind of a joke, kind of trying to appeal to the audience. I was like, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
If we
but
could
it is what
tune-
we do.
Yeah.
I mean, it speaks to, I think, just the individualization of
A tad of milrinone,
Yeah.
a little bit of dopa,
Yeah.
and just twist these knobs back and forth.
till it's optimal.
That's exactly right.
And then you change it when the baby changes.
That's exactly
Which
right.
is all the time.
Yes, all the time. Yeah, gone are the days, I think, where you are going to, at least for me with doing hemodynamics, where you get an echo at one point in time, and then 3 days later, if the kid's still in pressures, you haven't looked
48
again.
hours, 72
Yeah,
hours.
you look
Oh.
as many times as you need to until you figure out what's going on.
I love that. Thank you. And Catalina, you're coming to us from the University of Florida. Tell us why it was important to you to come to NeoHeart. What are you looking to bring back to your unit?
So I started training in neonatal hemodynamics a while ago, and the process is taking longer than predicted
As these things
for various reasons. So I came to keep up with the newer literature, with what's going on in the community, and eventually I would like to be able to start a hemodynamic program at University of Florida for both improvement in patient care and maybe eventually a training program that would be way down the road.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting approach from the standpoint of you are not yet established in this space, and yet here you are. I think this is it's a testament to the conference that it is welcoming of people, like we said, of all stages of progression towards their goals in whatever subspecialty they're looking at. So you don't need to have sorted out your year of hemodynamics, got credential, have a few years under. No, you can come in even as soon as the idea starts germinating in your brain, start coming and interacting and networking with the group of people that are in this space.
Absolutely, and there are changes that can be implemented in terms of patient care without a full training and involving our cardiology colleagues, and that can provide a wealth of information that we would use in hemodynamics.
I'm going to give a plug to our friend Gabriel Altet, because when we're saying that people are open to sharing, like I think the whole curriculum of the hemodynamics program at Montreal is on his website. Like I think you can just download it. It's a bunch of pages, but it's there. You can download it. So if you're interested in building a hemodynamics program, you could literally download this document and say, let me see how they do it over there and adjust. So it's a very, very collaborative community.
Yeah.
And it's, so it's kind of
That's what's been exciting about the group. We do these monthly reviews where people around the country and around the world, there's about 20 to 30 of us at different stages, present a case and talk about what would we have done differently? What does this look like? What are we missing? I just recently, over the weekend, reached out to one of the colleagues at Iowa about a challenging case. And so it's such an open group where everyone just wants to share knowledge and make it more accessible so that everybody can continue to grow. And ultimately, though, having more training programs is going to be the goal, because we recognize there's this gap here. There's definitely a movement. It's a vocation, as McNamara likes to call it. And so we need to find ways to train other people on how to do this, but also make sure that the neonatologists that are at the bedside day and know how to approach this and know when to ask for extra help.
Right. And also, to try to differentiate, tease apart a little bit all the intricacies, not to think of, all of this is like this ultrasound blob. It's like, no, there's many more levels. And like you said in the beginning, you could learn lung ultrasound in the span of a day, but you will need to go on this journey for more advanced ultrasound. And so not every ultrasound study is the same.
No.
Right.
And being open to the fact that you don't know everything and it's going to keep changing.
Yeah, and we spoke about that with the
words.
POCUS Collaborative on episode 194. I think they said the same thing, saying, show us your images and we'll tell you what you can do better. And And so, that's
Yeah, the POCUS Collaborative has a website now, and you can reach out to different mentors through that website. Through the American Society of Echo, there's a special interest group. You can reach out to mentors through that and just ask all sorts of people questions.
That's awesome. Lauren, Catalina, thank you so much for dropping by. This was a really pleasant conversation, and we wish you a good rest of the conference and a lot of success in your different endeavors, whether it is the beginning of a hemodynamics program or the blossoming of a already burgeoning one.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. This is amazing to see Daphna, a good friend, here in this space. You guys are doing such a great job.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Bye.